She didn't hit the lottery, but an 8-figure tech payday says, I'm rich enough for HGTV.
And Cathy's bringing her sister, her sass, and a whole lot of cash to Lake Mendota.
Hi there, I'm Shari, and this is my BFF Rhonda.
And welcome to Designing Besties. This podcast is for women
and brave men
who eat, sleep, and breathe interior design and recognize their addiction to HGTV.
Whether you're rearranging your living room for the 12th time or here to justify another home goods spree, you're in the right place.
Let's talk design, disasters, and all the beautiful chaos in between.
This week, we're heading to Wisconsin, where cheese isn't the only thing aged to perfection.
Cathy may not be a lottery winner, but she is an accidental tech millionaire.
With her sister Peg by her side and David Bromstad leading the way, she's on the hunt for a $3 to $4 million lakefront stunner.
Think sleek kitchens, dreamy water views, and one property with a wine cellar that could double as a Bond villain lair.
And you know we've got thoughts on home design, sisterly vibes, and David's outfit of the week.
So grab your drink of choice and buckle up, besties, because this Mendota mansion tour is about to begin.
I've watched a lot of episodes of Lottery Dream Home, but it wasn't one that I originally envisioned as something we would cover on our podcast because our niche is really design shows on HGTV.
Yes.
And my Lottery Dream Home is not a design show.
Nope.
But we had so many besties who absolutely love this show that we decided to dedicate an episode. And we love David Bromstad since we met him on Design Star and then rooted for him on Rock the Block.
Yes.
So I asked Rhonda to pick an over-the-top episode because that would make it more fun for us, I think. And she picked a doozy.
Yes.
And I know many of you love this show because it features average people who get lucky with a lottery and literally it gives them the ability to buy the first home they've ever owned.
Yes.
I've seen this back and forth also on Reddit, which this is a part of what people love about the show, but they also like to see a few episodes where it's a big, big, big lottery that somebody won. So it's a big, big house they're shopping for.
Yes.
And that's the kind of episode that we picked to cover for you.
Yes. So I will say, when I tell my friends and family that I am now a podcaster and what our pod is about, 100% of them, just quite a few, mention Lottery Dream Home. They mention David Bromstad, how they love that show. They have a specific episode they want to talk about, like why did they pick that or why this, why that. It really, really surprised me how much charm David has that reaches out of the television to people who you would never think would ever watch any of these shows, right? I've had friends that run a construction company and they're the ones saying, yeah, you guys need to do Lottery Dream Home. Yeah, you guys need to do Lottery Dream Home. So there's something to it. And here we are to talk about it.
Well, in this particular episode called Gold Lady of Mendota, the lottery winner wants to spend $3 to $4 million. She won't name the amount that she got. She didn't actually win the lottery.
8 figures, though.
Yes, she mentions 8 figures, and it was a tech investment.
Biotech, I thought she said. But either way, it doesn't matter.
And it's the biggest budget David's ever gotten.
She walked around with confidence, like she didn't want to talk about how she made it, but she acted like she could go make another 8 figures if she needed to.
Yeah.
Like this money's never running out.
It could have been, at 8 figures, it could have been 10 million or 99 million. Like it's somewhere in a big range.
She seemed pretty confident about it too. I really did like that about her. She seemed to walk the walk and talk the talk about making money. So God bless her.
Yeah. And the location is Madison, Wisconsin, which I don't know a whole lot about, except that they get real winters, like real winters.
They do, for sure.
And David says it's his first time there, but he mentions that he grew up in Minnesota.
It's strange, right?
So, and they describe it as a small, big city.
A small, big city. Okay. Shari, what do you think of Lottery Dream Home converting to people who win the virtual lottery, not necessarily the literal lottery?
I feel like this episode was a one-off.
Yeah, for sure.
So I feel like this is not something they're going to do on the regular. They had this great client. Like Cathy is absolutely who you want for reality TV. Her energy actually matches David Bromstad's, and that is not the norm for a lot of these Lottery Dream Home episodes. So I felt like it was fine. I didn't look at Reddit to see what they thought, but I know there'll be some people who are like, this is not what the show's about. And you know what? Our podcast isn't about this either. we're fine with them diverging a little bit from their normal process.
Well, part of the criticism is you hear lottery dream home. And so, yeah, and the visual is David with money falling from the sky and, covered in diamonds. And the reality is, I did a scratch off. I won $1 million. I had to give half of it to the state.
Uncle Sam
taxes,
or the state or the state.
Taxes. So anyway, we're looking for a house and it turns out to be, an average house, right? That the average person could afford. The difference being that for some of these people, this is a dream house. Like owning a house is a dream for them.
It's life-changing.
A single mother who's been struggling every day of her life now has some financial security that she can rely on a house, that she doesn't have to worry about a roof over the head of her and her kids. I get that part of it, but the presentation of lottery dream home winner, and again, this money falling from the sky and more money than you could ever imagine, and the reality of it, I don't know, necessarily matched up sometimes. So I can see why they thought, well, let's sprinkle on some cherries on the sundae here and put in some high-end, beautiful homes in Wisconsin.
At least this particular episode, this woman is going big. Her dream has been to have a lake house. So she wants the view. She wants an open floor plan. She wants over 5,000 square feet. And she says her budget is $3 to $4 million, but she's willing to go up to $5 to $6 million.
That's a big change, big jump. I would love to advise her. A huge house is a huge maintenance cost.
I feel like she seems to have her stuff together.
She does.
So I feel like she would have thought that through. And feels like, again, it could be a $99 million biotech payout.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe she's sitting on $99 million. And she doesn't seem at all worried. She even talks to David about maybe she needs another house somewhere else.
Wow.
Speaking of David, his pink outfit is everything. I love a checkerboard pattern. When you put them together on the coat, I am just like, I love this man and his outfits.
That's certainly part of his appeal, right? Is just standing out in any room he walks into. And everyone he meets wants to hug him. He's a hugger. And everybody, even I went back and watched Color Splash, just an early episode of Color Splash back when he was in San Francisco, of all places. And there was a lady writing tickets. He had parked, I guess, illegally. And there was a lady in a golf cart. And she's writing tickets and she sees David Bromstad, jumps out of her golf cart and runs over and hugs him, tears up the ticket. No, you can park here. It's fine. You just loved him, right? Like that force of personality. My goodness gracious. And it's interesting to see David without all his tattoos and the early stages of his career, looking very young, but still just as charismatic.
It's also interesting to see David and his success on a show where he's basically the host and he's not the designer. Because I think people forget like what a powerhouse designer
I wonder if he still does it. Like, is that still his business or is he just completely switched over to these HGTV shows?
I actually don't know. Well, as always, David finds a local realtor to help him in the search. And as it turns out, inventory is kind of low on Lake Mendota.
$1 million houses, yes.
But she finds him 4 houses that are close to meeting the criteria. And the first house we get to see, they named Black Wolf Bay. What did you think about the first house?
Again, very modern, boxy look that I was kind of surprised to see. I expected it to be more, I don't know, when I think of Wisconsin, I imagine more like estates. But, she's in the tech world and I bet that appealed to her. That was exactly what she wanted as far as that look, right? The Google Office look. But yeah, I wasn't as crazy about it. It didn't feel like that much of an upgrade. But the whole time I looked at it, I thought if I had the money, I would change it. I would rip out that kitchen. I would add this. I would do that, right? I would make it more welcoming and more warm. I can't remember if it had wooden floors, but I don't think it did. I think it had the tile floor.
It didn't. It had oversized tile.
Yeah, and I remember thinking, if I'm living in Wisconsin on the water in the winter, I want a wood floor under my feet, and I want it heated.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, same. And it could have been that the tile was heated. They didn't have the conversation.
Yeah, maybe.
Now for this house, I actually like the exterior. I like the modern box look, and they did dark wood.
Even when it doesn't match the neighbors, the neighborhood.
I don't know. I don't know if it did or didn't.
Oh, they showed it from the outside and the back, and you could see that the neighbors didn't match. I just remember thinking, oh, that's new. That's different.
I still loved it. And the weeping cherry out front reminds me of my own because I have a weeping cherry out front.
Oh, you're such a sucker for a weeping cherry.
But most importantly, Cathy loves the style. And it's a 3-bedroom, 4-bath, just shy of 5,000 square feet.
So not crazy.
It's almost $2.5 million. Yeah. It does have the oversized tile floor. And I'm with you. I would want wood floors, but they're not always practical for a lake house. Also, my thought when they walk in is it has so many hard surfaces.
That's what I meant, but it didn't feel
warm. I love the outside, but I wasn't as crazy about the interior. But apparently Cathy and her sister golf, and there's a putting green out on the patio, which you wouldn't be able to use in winter probably, but that was kind of cool. Like you can, hit your balls out into the lake.
It's not environmentally safe. I don't know.
And it's on a half acre, but it's 3 stories. And what I'm thinking is, if this is your retirement home, do you really want to be doing stairs?
So I thought
she seemed completely physically able to do it.
Fit. Number 1. And number 2, she has enough money to put an elevator in. That's what I would do.
She does, but not all houses would accommodate that as well as others. I wonder what you'd lose.
But again.
And I love the chess set.
That was cute.
And the A-frame boathouse. It reminded me of the shepherd's house. And I was thinking, are we sure it's not a shepherd's hut helicoptered in by Ty Pennington?
And he's going to pop up and say, rip this apart and use the wood to renovate.
That's right. That's right. I could also appreciate that we're seeing it in a season where it's all very usable.
Yeah, good point.
And I don't know how many months of snow they get, but I feel like it's probably much more of a winter than I have. And so for a lot of it, I was thinking about, we were just up in Tahoe and putting around the lake, and you see all those homes on the lake. But keep in mind that there's about 5 months out of the year where those aren't so usable on the outside. Anyway, so that was the first house, Black Wolf Bay. And then they go to Thornberry Bay. It's another modern style, but this one I feel like has zero curb appeal for me. It's a box. It feels like there's no texture. There's nothing to
Extremely
that
modern,
exterior.
Very modern. Yes.
2,000 more square feet and almost $2 million
Basically
more.
Another house added on to the previous house. Yeah.
It's very contemporary. So contemporary on the outside and inside with a very European kitchen. Yes. Also has stairs. I'm just not in love with the interior. It's just all hard surfaces.
Yeah. Again, I want it to feel warm. You're going to be cold most of the year, I presume, and I want it to feel warm.
Now, the backyard and the views are amazing, but it wouldn't have been enough for me to make up for if I'm spending $4 million.
That's what I was thinking.
I also have to
I'm going to have to put another $1 million into this place. Yeah.
And then the third house they go to see is Whistling Wake. The price is now another $1 million up, so we're at $5.2 million for 4 bedrooms and 8 bathrooms.
That's so funny to me. I want to see the layout. What are all these extra bathrooms?
I assume every single bedroom has its own bathroom. Every floor would have its own public bathroom. So that's 7.
An extra one thrown down.
Maybe there's one out in the
one
boathouse.
Extra one downstairs for when you come in from the lake if you're wet.
But there's a sauna steam room, a pickleball
real one
court, and unlike the one Allison did in Rock the Block, this is an actual regulation size pickleball court. And the house is 6,300 square feet. And the exterior on this one is a warm contemporary. And the interior I thought was fabulous.
Me too.
That burgundy and brass range is unbelievably crazy awesome.
Sports car, for sure.
You come in on the 3rd floor. The main suite's on the 4th floor with this gorgeous view. And Cathy comments that it feels like a resort, and I completely agree.
I agree with her too.
It also has an elevator.
Check.
And the second kitchen, I think it has a total of 3 kitchens, but the second kitchen on the 2nd floor with a gym, sauna, steam room, and a regulation-sized pickleball court. And I'm just assuming
it comes with a live-in maid.
If you can afford this house, that you can afford someone to keep all that clean.
A live-in maid, yes.
And then maybe Allison's mural artist can stop by to do a mural in that pickleball courtroom. And there's another kitchenette on that floor too.
God, yes.
It has a really large yard, and the boathouse has room for 2 boats, it looks like.
You need 2. Maybe a boat and a jet ski. I don't know if they jet ski.
And it looks like you could pull them up out of the water, which boaters love that. Yeah. Like, they don't like to leave their boats in the water. So I know that I definitely had a favorite. You can probably tell just by the way I've described them.
You clearly like Whistling Wake.
Whistling Wake. So that's what I wanted her to pick. And I think the weird thing, I noticed this whenever I watch the episode, I become so invested on them picking the one that
take
I
it
like.
Personal.
And I don't know what kind of psychology that is.
This is
why
important.
I feel like it's life-changing if she picks the one that I think is the right choice for her.
Because you believe this is all real and she's really going to select a house today.
Yes, absolutely. Well, David sits down to lunch with Cathy and her sister to talk about all the options. And Cathy says there's one house she couldn't say no to, and it's, drumroll please, Whistling Wake.
Ching ding.
Because it ticked all the boxes and then some.
Whew. Yes, that's a house.
And then we get to see 4 weeks later after Cathy's moved in. And honestly, it doesn't look much different than when they toured it, which I think is funny.
I thought it was the next day, quite honestly.
I believe if you and I bought this home, we would have our color pillows would be in there.
Rugs,
we
galore. Rugs, yes.
Make it our own. And Cathy's laughing about she's still learning how to use all the appliances because they're very high end.
That would be me
I would be
watching the
position.
video on the espresso maker.
You see your sister come over with her son, and you can just tell that you and I may question the Madison and Wisconsin decision, but it's clearly where Cathy's family is at. Her mom lives there
for sure. Yes.
Yes. And I loved Cathy's personality. A part of my notes just said like she loves a dad joke. And she and David their energy together is so incredible.
Yes. I felt like it's always nice. I put in my notes, it's always nice to see nice people get rewarded in life and then see them sharing it with her family and friends.
Yeah.
Like clearly
I love
this is
that.
not going to be, who knows how things go when money starts to get distributed and turned to conversation. But so far it seems like they're all enjoying her good fortune. And like I guess it's just nice to see nice people get rewarded in life.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add? Well, Cathy didn't technically win the lottery, but with an 8-figure biotech payday and a dream lake house, she might as well have.
And can we talk about Whistling Wake? 4 stories, 2 kitchens, a sauna, a steam room, a pickleball court that's usable. And it's like a luxury wellness retreat on Lake Mendota.
Cathy and Peg brought the sister energy we love, and Cathy's personality is just as bold as her brass-and-burgundy range.
I'm still recovering from kitchen envy, and I got to nitpick the first 2 houses. They had all the warmth of a tech startup's lobby.
For sure. Seriously, give me wood floors and soft lighting, or give me another reason. Just keep scrolling Zillow.
Our standing ovation for this episode definitely goes to David's hot pink checkerboard suit.
Loved it. He understood the assignment and then some.
Not many men could wear that. And since Cathy's new house has a whole regulation-sized pickleball court, we're posting a challenge. Drop a name for her imaginary pickleball team. The Mendota Slammers? Deal with it? Let's hear yours on our Instagram or Facebook.
As always, we have some apologies to make. I'm sorry to modern architecture fans, tech investors who don't turn a casual gamble into at least a $10 million payday, and anyone who thinks pickleball isn't a personality.
It's a thing, people.
If you are vibing with us and your brain is basically made of HGTV at this point, you need to catch up on all of our episodes at designingbesties.com. We're literally everywhere you listen to podcasts, so hit that follow, like, star, or whatever button your app throws at you. We're not picky, we're just needy. Well, until next time, besties, bye!
Bye, see you soon.